Tariffs that'll go into effect will target all countries that charged for American exports.
They ripped us off like no country's ever been ripped off in history. And we're going to be much nicer than they were to us, but it's substantial money for the country.
The president also suggested he could single out Iran for more tariffs over its nuclear program and perhaps Russia as he keeps trying to end the war in Ukraine. The president on Air Force One last night, flying back to Washington, also again talked about possibly running again.
I have had more people ask me to have a third term, which is in a way a fourth term because the other election, the 2020 election was totally rigged.
Well, the Constitution only allows 2 terms, but the president told NBC over the weekend there are methods to allow it. This is the last day to campaign in Florida before 2 special House elections.
To make people understand that the Trump agenda is on the line.
Randy Fine is the Republican in what polls show is a close race to fill the seat vacated by National Security Advisor Mike Waltz. Democrats also trying to flip the seat vacated by ex-Congressman Matt Gaetz. Elon Musk, who's leading the Trump Doge effort to slash federal spending, campaigned last night in Wisconsin wearing a cheesehead hat and giving away a few $1 million to people who signed a petition to get rid of activist judges as Musk campaigns for a Republican Supreme Court candidate, Brad Schimmel.
Just if the people that voted for President Trump simply vote on Tuesday, we will win. That's actually all it takes. Just vote. Boom. Done. Victory.
The high-stakes Supreme Court race is smashing spending records with more than $80 million spent so far and mega donors supporting both candidates. Elon Musk and his America PAC have spent more than $12 million in Wisconsin.
That's Fox's Brooke Singman. 4 Americans remain missing in Lithuania. The Army vehicle they were in during training has been pulled out of a swamp where it sank last Tuesday, but still no sign of the soldiers. America's listening to Fox News.
Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts will take the world by storm.
The world has never faced a threat this big. And you're gonna help me stop it.
Us?
Why, you got someplace to be?
On May 2nd,
Avengers are gone. No one's coming to save the day.
their time
I think we could be the people that are coming.
has come.
Being the hero, there is no higher calling.
Let's do this.
Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts. Only theaters May 2nd. This film is not yet rated.
Only 2 things in life are certain, death and taxes. How about one more? Switch from Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile to cut your bill in half with Pure Talk. For just $25 a month, you get unlimited talk, text, 5 gigs of data on America's most dependable 5G network. Making the switch, it's simple, fast, and easy. You dial pound 250, you say the keyword Pure Talk, and make the switch. You do it now, you save an additional 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, wireless, by Americans, for Americans.
Yet another international student has been detained by immigration officials for having a role in pro-Palestinian protests. It's a grad student at the University of Minnesota, which did not cooperate with federal agents, and the school calls the situation deeply concerning. This amid attempts to deport others at Cornell, Tufts, and Columbia, where anti-Trump protests continue after the interim president, Katrina Armstrong, stepped down late last week.
Armstrong left not long after the Ivy League school agreed to Trump administration conditions to keep federal funding. Education Secretary Linda McMahon said she's talked to fearful students.
They told me that they were afraid to go across campus, and a lot of the Jewish interaction on campus has been driven underground.
Columbia Board co-chair and ex-journalist Claire Shipman now leads the school, and New York GOP Congresswoman Elise Stefanik is against her.
She has criticized and belittled the House investigation and the accountability measures.
Both appeared on Fox's Sunday Morning Futures. Stefanik says she expects Shipman to resign as well. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
In France, a controversial conservative convicted in court.
Marine Le Pen and 8 other current or former lawmakers with her National Rally party have been found guilty of embezzlement. She's been told she can't run for public office, a prospect Le Pen previously called political death. For years, the 56-year-old has been a flag bearer for France's anti-immigration movement. A ban could prevent her from running in the 2027 presidential election. She finished as the runner-up to Emmanuel Macron in each of the last 2 votes. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are falling, down more than 200 points for the Dow. So March may end like it started, with a big sell-off. The Final Four is set in the men's college basketball tournament. Auburn and Houston won to join Duke in Florida. For the first time since 2008, all of them are the top seeds in their regions. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. A Mattoon woman convicted of shaking a baby 5 years ago, not retried following the vacating and remand of her previous conviction. Carmen Petak was convicted after a 7-day trial in which a jury found her guilty of aggravated battery at her daycare on January 23, 2020. Gibson City's consolidated election this week. Current mayor Dan Dickey is running against Alderwoman Sarah Sarantakos. He's been in that position for less than 2 years, but has worked with local government for a decade and has also worked with previous mayors. Illinois voters casting ballots in the April 1st consolidated elections will not be required to show proof of U.S. citizenship, despite an executive order issued this week by the president. Last Tuesday, Trump issued an executive order directing federal agencies to implement and enforce a nationwide requirement that voters show proof of U.S. citizenship when they register to vote. And that's a brief check of news on your Monday. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
And a good Monday morning, friends. ESPN, hello, friends. We got the Masters Golf Tournament coming up. Jim Nance is planning to go 10 more years.
I think Jim Nance is a Houston fan and was at the game yesterday when I was watching Houston win.
He's a Houston grad. Roommate with Freddie Couples in college.
See?
Anyway,
That's cool.
Jim Nance, 65, but he says a good time to end his broadcasting career would be at the Masters in 2035. He's trying to go to 75 years old.
Alrighty.
But he's Jim Nance is he's the hello friends. He's so good. Anyway, Solye, what do you know, my friend? What a turbulent day yesterday.
Yes.
Man, you guys make it through okay? All right?
Especially my hometown of Tolono had some damage.
Yeah, that Morton building took a hit, didn't it?
Telling you what, I was in Cincinnati. It was cloudy and fine. It rained on the way home. We had some heavy rain coming home.
Yeah.
But no, it was turbulent here. Lost power in Philo. And, everybody back up and running and good to go. But, man, oh, man, oh, man. It's our meteorologist, Greg Solier, brought to you this morning by Watts Copy Systems. You want a cost-efficient solution for your busy office? Just call them at 217-352-0428. Also by Busey for over 155 years. Member FDIC. We crossed a bridge in Cincinnati to go to Great American Ballpark, and it was built in 1867. I said, well, Busey came in 1868, man.
There you go. Maybe they financed that bridge.
They did. It's our meteorologist, Greg Solier, with a look at some weather for our week, sir, as we end the second quarter. First quarter, start the second quarter tomorrow. It is the end of March 31. Hello, sir.
Good morning to you guys at 38 at Willard Savoy, 36 over at Rantoul. Yeah, 68 to 70 mile per hour winds pretty much noted across Champaign County. Those winds especially strongest right around the Willard Airport area. But from Bismarck and Rossville and Vermilion County and Hoopeston to Bismarck there to over here through the better part of Champaign County. Lots of trees, power line issues, not to mention structural areas, ag buildings, barns, that type of thing. And unfortunately, I think we're going to have to do this all over again, almost a repeat, if not a couple of what we call millibars colder and stronger on the next low that comes up throughout the heartland here at some point on Wednesday. No shortage of rain. We do get a break later next week with some drier but colder air, but field access is going to be pretty much limited going forward here in the short term and in the medium and longer ranges too. In the meantime, mostly cloudy, colder for the day today, 48 with a stiff northwest wind for a time and a sprinkle this morning, clearing off tonight colder, 27. Tomorrow increasing clouds the afternoon, more seasonal 55. Rain knocks at the door after midnight tomorrow night, low down to 47. And multiple rounds of showers and thunderstorms on Wednesday. We get some sun, some dry time, destabilize the atmosphere, another enhanced risk. It's the same category that we had here yesterday, assessing severe weather. That's back into play Wednesday afternoon and evening time. So again, could be a repeat, 72 the high. Rain here in spots Thursday, early and late at 40, about 63 for the high, up to 61 on Friday. Widespread rains, maybe another inch or two there on Saturday and Saturday night. High temperatures in the 50s, maybe a shower chance Sunday and Monday as well. Even a wet snowflake here on northward Monday morning. Again, high temperatures close to 50 degrees. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Off and running. Good morning, Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
I am Stevie J. We welcome you to the end of March. This is March 31. Glad you are listening. Hope you survived the weather yesterday, but again, some of those winds. What did he say, 65, 70?
Yeah, I heard 67 miles per hour at Willard yesterday, right around 132. was the tornado warning that went off. The sirens went off a few times in Tolono. I know that the storage buildings off of I-57 and Monticello Road, some of them came unhinged. And the Morton buildings, as Greg had described during his forecast, also Illinois Foundation seeds in a kind of a back building. I know you passed that off off of 45, Route 45, over by Martin Equipment.
Yeah, right.
But I think it's tucked away in the back there. I hadn't seen it. There's also a concrete construction area back there, but. Yeah, some damage definitely in my hometown of Tolono. Some branches down in various places. And if you have something to report, 217-359-2255 on our Fisher National Blank text line.
Yep, you can always let us know what you know. Anybody have a perfect bracket is another question. I'm not sure the last time there were 4 number ones that made it, but all 4 number ones are in, and I think there's plenty of people that don't know a lot about basketball, like all of us, and pick the number ones, and they're right.
It went chalk.
It went chalk. Favorites. I missed the Florida game, but I did get the other 3 because I went chalk. But you have to have 4 for 4 if you want to play in the big boys circle, because I think there are a number of people that do have all 4 of the Final Four. The question is, what is the combination from here? What is the combination from here? I don't know. I have Duke winning it all. Some have Auburn winning it all. Some have Houston winning it all. Some have Florida winning it all.
That's right.
They're all pretty good. But Texas Tech was up 9 with 2 minutes left against Florida and lost. That's just what happens when you make all of your shots at the end. And Texas Tech missed 2 1-and-1s. Hurts.
Right.
So anyway, off and running. We go another week.
ISU's still alive, the women's basketball team.
Play tonight in the quarterfinals.
Against Louisiana Tech.
In Bloomington. Elise Knutson is from Philo.
That's right.
She's one of the all-time scoring leaders in the history of women's basketball.
That's right.
She played at D3. She went all the way up to D1 and has done a great job this year.
6 o'clock for tip-off.
And the ISU men won the WCBI. They won it.
Okay.
So Rob Judson, our dear friend, my friend for 45 years, Rob Judson, former Illini basketball player and coached a lot of places, including Illinois, won his last game. He started thinking about that. What coach can say they won their last game?
Yeah, that's a good feeling.
It's an unbelievable, very unique feeling. You just don't generally win that. Michigan State is out. The Big Ten is out. They did not continue on. Michigan State played yesterday. They lost to a very good Auburn team. Tom Izzo, very emotional. This is I thought Brad was pretty authentically emotional and compelling, I thought, at times this year. A little different. Maybe it's your age. Tom's quite a bit older than Brad Underwood. I think Brad's, 60, 61-ish, and Tom's like 72. But here's Tom Izzo after the ball game when Michigan State in the final Big Ten entry out of the NCAA tournament.
Well, for the 30th year, I'm not sure I've ever been prouder in a team. And, there's so much coach speak and things that go on in programs all over. But these guys gave me everything they had and drained them of everything. They should take a week off. There's nothing left in them. And that's kind of the way it was in the locker room. It was a tear-jerking locker room because they knew they spilled it all, and yet we thought we started out poorly, which we've had that little bit of a problem lately, and we just couldn't recover from that 17-0 run. It wasn't through lack of effort. It wasn't through lack of anything except we played a good team, and Broom hurt us early. We made some adjustments, did a little better job on him after he hit those first, 6 or 8 points. And I thought we missed some good shots in there, but maybe some of it was their defense too. So all in all, you don't get defined. Unfortunately, your last game wears with you. I'm asking these guys that if it does, make sure it does, that you do something about it in your life. And for Jaden, he's not done playing basketball either, but all in all, most unbelievable year I've had, the most connected year I've had, and I just appreciate what these guys did for myself, our program, our university, and our community.
Very compelling. Tom Izzo, Michigan State basketball coach. Just when you said Cardinals are going to be really bad this year, they sweep.
I know.
The Redbird Recap is sponsored by Helitech Waterproofing and Foundation Repair. Heal your home with Helitech.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. Yesterday, the Cardinals got home runs from Victor Scott II, Pedro Pajes, and then you had a feeling about a home run in the 7th inning.
I sure did. I just had a feeling the way he was walking up to the plate, the at-bats prior for Nolan Gorman. So happy for him. This is his first chance to get to play in 2025, and he made it count.
He made it count with a 3-hit ball game, including his home run, and the Cardinals were able to score. They had 3, then 5, then 2, and put the Twins away by a final of 9-2.
Palante got the win, and Steven Matz picked up his first Major League save.
The win for Palante and the loss to Bailey Ober. Matz was able to go the last 4. We had a 58-minute rain delay, but the Cardinals were able to pick it up, put the sweep away 9-2, and will welcome in the Angels on the air at 5:50 tonight.
Is your home showing symptoms of foundation issues? Your home's wet basement, dingy crawl space, musty smells, cracked walls, or unlevel concrete shouldn't be ignored. Helitech can help. Life happens in your home. You and your family deserve the best. Helitech offers proven solutions in waterproofing, drainage, concrete leveling, and foundation repair services. Contact us for a free inspection at helitechonline.com.
When the water's high, we'll keep your basement dry. Heal your home with Helitech.
Arizona took down the Cubs 10-6 yesterday. Now they'll start up a series against the Athletics while they're on the West Coast. That's a 9:05 start. NHL action, Utah over the Blackhawks. I need to mention Los Angeles Angels took down the Chicago White Sox 3-2. White Sox in Minnesota with a 1:10 start on that series today. Illinois men's basketball roster starts to diminish.
And I'm telling you.
First it was Kerry Booth, Morez Johnson Jr., and Trey White.
Yeah, we didn't see Trey coming, didn't see Morez coming.
Right.
Apparently Morez's dad had a lot to say. And, Trey White will be on his 4th university in 4 years. So, I don't know. Yeah, it's what we have. And does anybody enjoy this?
Right.
I mean, somebody came up to me and said, this is why I hate college basketball now. It's a brand new team of guys you just aren't going to know.
Right. And can't we just wait till after all the tournaments are over?
Well, we
start
did.
All this
we
chatter?
did. I mean, you don't want to wait now. It's over. When your season ends, you ought to do it.
I know.
But some guys went earlier than that when their team was still in it. That's not right.
I know.
But, you know, who cares about what happens in the Final Four if you're out of it? I don't. So anyway, it's a little bit surprising. I thought Morez had committed to the University of Illinois in 2021. He was a sophomore. He stayed true to his commitment. And yet there were some pretty rough feelings, particularly from the father of Morez Johnson Jr., and then Morez Johnson, his dad. So anyway, that's disappointing. And Trey White I didn't see that one coming. I said, I had a good year, needed him. He's a very good player.
Yep.
And so off we go to a brand new ball club. Or so I think Kylan Boswell's coming back. Would you bet $100 on anybody?
I would not bet anything
a dime
right now.
It's just crazy.
We just don't know.
All right, weather brought to you by Kurt Lenschow, State Farm Insurance. You need some good insurance, home, auto, life insurance? Call Kurt Lenschow, State Farm Insurance today. Here's our meteorologist, Greg Solier. One more Stever to get to you by the end of March. That is today. Stand by.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Northeastbound warm front and temperatures taking off nicely across the area. Wide range underway. And farther to the north, it's showers and thunderstorms across the southern Great Lakes region back into parts of Indiana. Cold air is lingering through the northern Great Lakes region and bitter cold through the Canadian Prairie. Snow up there, an active weather pattern. That's what it all means here in the days to come. 78, the forecast high today. Get out and enjoy with a partly cloudy sky, strengthening south wind, gusting 40 miles per hour this afternoon. Tonight, windy, milder, down to 58. Tomorrow, breezy, warm, fairly cloudy, with a couple of showers and thunderstorms both morning and afternoon. Highs up to 73. Rinse and repeat on Sunday. Mostly cloudy, turning cooler late. Occasional showers and thunderstorms morning and afternoon, up to 72. Some rain Monday morning. Windy, much cooler. The high only 48. Back to the 50s with sunshine Tuesday. Into the lower 70s with showers and thunderstorms next Wednesday. We'll keep you up to date right here for Stevie J Broadcasting. I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
And now some other clips I want you to hear as well. Ed Martin, the U.S. Attorney for Washington, will be on Wednesday this week.
Take charge of the years ahead with a smart, sound investment strategy and business succession plan. Busey Bank's business and wealth management experts help you envision your best future with powerful insights and proven strategies. Building business and growing wealth since 1868, Busey Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Apple hit with a fine by France's antitrust watchdog. The French Competition Authority ordering the tech giant to fork over $162 million over its app tracking transparency tool. The watchdog said Apple violated competition law. The tool allows iPhone and iPad users to decide which apps can track their activity. The CEO of Primark has resigned following an investigation into his alleged inappropriate behavior toward a woman. Paul Marchand had been the CEO of Primark, one of Europe's biggest fast fashion retailers, since 2009. Primark has 451 stores in 17 countries across Europe and the U.S. And Yum Brands CEO David Gibbs is retiring in early 2026. Yum Brands is the parent company of KFC, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut. And that's your Fox Business Report. I'm Laura Cantor, invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
Hey there, it's me, Kennedy. Make sure to check out my podcast, Kennedy Saves the World. It is 5 days a week. Every week, we check in with Jimmy Fallon, bring in authors for the book club, and even treat some of your favorite Fox personalities to a very special happy hour. Download and listen at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.
Kennedy Saves the World. America's listening to Fox News.
We're back. We have Paul Reekin from Dick Van Dyke Appliance World on the air. Paul, what makes buying an appliance at Dick Van Dyke so special?
Well, Chris, it all starts with our service department. We have an in-house service team that's second to none. And Chris, is that a dog in the background?
Max, keep it down. Have a snack, buddy. Go ahead, Paul.
With our in-house service team, we have our free 10-year protection plan included on most appliance purchases.
Paul, sorry. Let me close the window here.
Should we start over? Or?
Nope, we are on the air.
All right, so with our free protection plan, we also give you a lifetime discount on the service call even after the 10 years runs out.
Hey, cut it out for a second. Sorry, Paul, I have a basement remodel going on. Did you say a service call discount for the life of the appliance? Uninterrupted discounted service?
Uninterrupted discounted service.
For the life of the appliance. Uninterrupted, huh? I like that.
No interruptions. The kind of service that makes Dad say,
wow.
Big Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Remember Wisconsin superstar J.J. Watt? He played for the Houston Texans. Defensive lineman J.J. Watt said, and how long have I been saying this? J.J. Watt said, stop saying student athlete.
Yep. I mean, should we say semi-pro?
You just call them your players.
Yeah.
Because they're just your players. You know, everybody knows they're paid players. You know, some programs try and get everybody some money. Some players get money and others don't. Just, I don't know what the deal is. I think everybody gets something nowadays. But the number has just gone up. I don't know what the kids expect, but if Coleman Hawkins is worth $2 million in Manhattan, Kansas, and Kansas State doesn't go to anything, what would Thomas Hesevich be worth? It's just we have a pro team. That's all we got. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just they're presumably all doing the classwork. I'm sure they are, but they're not coming because they want to see their class schedule. It's over.
Yeah.
We initially thought name, image, and likeness. I want to go buy Juice Williams and his jersey, Isaiah Williams, and his jersey.
Yep.
And he gets $15. You know, that kind of thing.
Right.
And then it started out as $100,000, and then it went to $12 million.
Yeah,
for 2 years or 3 years.
Kind of shot up there.
$12 million for the Michigan quarterback because the Microsoft guy, whoever the guy is, Oracle guy, is dating an alum from Michigan. So she's a Michigan fan. So he decided to donate $12 million for the quarterback. Wow. He better be good.
Yeah.
You better, but I mean, all right, so where does it go? I'm against the limits because limits mean those that cheat.
Yep.
I just don't think you'll ever, I think this is the most even it's ever going to get. Go find a rich guy and get him in. Mm-hmm. That's what you got to do. Illinois has the biggest alumni association in the world. Go find all the rich guys.
Yeah, I guess
get
so.
them in. And then you get access and good seats and all that fun stuff. But it's people that get that rich don't just hand it out.
I know.
They're very, very good with their money. So they look at it as an investment, and what do I get in my
text
return?
in about all the professional gamblers, and it's all about betting these days. And
it's what would the NFL be without gambling?
Right.
Frankly, what would sports be without gambling? You know, there were $3 billion spent on this tournament. $3 billion in gambling was the projection for this NCAA March Madness. $3 billion. It was like 10 years ago, it was $1 billion, and everybody went crazy. Now, well, now it's triple. So, yes, it's huge. People are betting this and that. You go to your phone, and you bet. That's your business. It's entertainment. If that's fine, but just there are people that, just like a drink, you got to be careful because there's addictive behavior.
Yeah.
And some of the people at these machines sit there and they just don't have limits, and they're hurting everything because they can't stop.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I think I don't know who'd watch the NFL without gambling.
Right.
With fantasies and all the other things.
You're right.
That's what we're doing. And so if we all agree on that, that's what we're doing. And enjoy. If you have the entertainment and the discipline, you're fine. It's whatever you want to do with your money is fine. It's your
Text
call.
in about the feeling in movies like Hoosiers or Remember the Titans and coming together as a team and playing together for so long. But how that
Well,
has gone
theoretically,
out the
those are high schools, but I think the high school kids are getting money. The best guys in high school are getting money. They're being recruited, in essence, to other schools.
Yeah.
That's happening now. It's probably been happening. And can you imagine what an AAU gym is like with all the cash being handed?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a money deal.
And after a text came in from John saying 2008, I looked up. Yes, all 4 number 1 seeds have advanced in the men's Final Four for the first time since 2008 and only the second time in history.
Yeah, how about that? So normally it doesn't go, what they say is it's chalk, meaning the favorites win. And yeah, the favorites, I mean, darn, who do you like? Auburn will play Florida. Duke will play Houston. Houston looked good. They're good basketball teams.
Yeah.
They're the best. They're the best this year, and it played out that way. So can anybody beat Duke? They just looked methodical in their 20-point win over whoever the heck they played. So it's just these guys. And look, Duke has, I think, 3 or 4 first-round picks in the NBA on your starting 5? Okay, well, yeah, they have this Con Knippel. And I thought the guy was like 24. He's 18. And that's just ridiculous how good he is. He's a long way from shaving.
217 texter talking about a wide receiver in Alabama getting a $4.5 million deal. It's insane.
It's kind of changed, obviously, the dynamic. Now you hire teams. Who's going to get excited about us getting a 5-star anything? What does that mean? We got them for 6 months. And then another offer comes in. If they have a great year, they get more. All I can tell you, if you're going to play in this big pool, go raise more money. But, I mean, what is it like to coach? We have a general manager now for football and basketball, don't we? A general manager to handle the money and all the NIL and the limits
and work with essentially the agents and things like that.
I think they're supposed to be capped this next year. Do you think really that'll work? I don't. I disagree. I think there's always been some sort of cheating for ages. It's a lot of money involved in all this, and they want to stay on top. They want to stay winners. But if you're the coach, forget about the out-of-bounds play. How's your conversation going with that alum from 92 who's a $100 million hour? It's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Want to go have dinner with him? Sure. I just want to meet him. You want some of that $100 million? That's fine. It's a business. It's what we have, and that's what we've built, and that's what we've apparently agreed to. But I don't like it. Now, if all the good players come to my team, I think it's fine. I just think it's fine, as long as all the players come to me. It's the open market. It's whatever you want to. It's fine. It's your business. Well, man, what do we do? It's crazy.
Here's the text asking what our Stever deal is.
Forgot to tell you. Get to the point, Stevie J.
Okay.
$500 off when you spend $1,000 at Kelsey Furniture.
Nice.
I mean, they got all the carpeting. They got furniture galore.
Uh-huh.
And you go find yourself a beautiful sectional. It might be $1,500. You're paying $1,000.
They're located at 215 North Main Street in downtown Tuscola.
Go find yourself a real fluffy, big old, unbelievable recliner. Might be $1,000. You pay $500.
Man.
You spend a minimum of $1,000. I'll give you $500 off at Kelsey.
And of course, we've talked about the mattresses before.
Well, they got the Tempur-Pedics. You can put it toward that if you'd like. But it's you're just never going to find anything in the world like what we're doing here.
Living room, bedroom, dining,
all
accents.
There.
I'm Charles.
All there. All you have to do is go to GoStever.com. I actually put it on the site. GoStever.com. We'll get hold of you later if you have a shot to win this. $500 off, a minimum spend of $1,000. Furniture, $500 off. 217-359-2255. That's the Fisher National Bank text line. You want to text in anything we're talking about, you are welcome to do so. Big election in Wisconsin tomorrow for the control of the Supreme Court, which has ramifications. A little on that coming up next. 7:30.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. President Trump says Ukraine's President Zelensky has big problems if he backs out of a rare earth minerals deal, and he's angry with Russia's President Putin.
When he considers Zelensky not credible, he's supposed to be making a deal with him.
Putin wants negotiations with a new temporary Ukrainian administration. Far-right French leader Marine Le Pen is banned from seeking public office for 5 years, so no 2027 presidential race.
Marine Le Pen and 8 other current or former lawmakers with her National Rally Party have been found guilty of embezzlement. She didn't wait to hear how long the ban would be for, dramatically walking out of the courthouse and into a waiting car.
Fox's Jonathan Savage is also a 4-year prison term with 2 years suspended. It's all pending appeal. Le Pen keeps her current seat in the French National Assembly. She's run for president 3 times before. The convictions are for stealing funds from the European Union. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. After calls for more election judges, Champaign County has enough for the April 1st election tomorrow. Saturday, Champaign County Clerk Aaron Ammon said several people stepped up and will serve as judges. All Champaign County polling locations will be open. Trump administration pulling back millions from Illinois that was to be used to prevent infectious disease and treat mental health and substance abuse issues. Department of Public Health taking back $125 million allocated to IDPH and 97 local health departments for infectious disease prevention. State Senator Stephen McClure introduced a bill to help combat sexual violence and protect victims in Illinois schools. That bill was not assigned to a committee before the Senate committee deadline, March 21st, a necessary step in becoming a law. But McClure says he has not given up hope for the bill and has filed a letter requesting an extension of the bill past the deadline this session. And that's what's happening. You're locally up to date. From the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom, I'm Jim Miller.
Fighting Illini fans, your Illinois football team is coming off a 10-win season as Citrus Bowl champs. This fall, Illinois returns 18 starters from the Citrus Bowl victory, including star quarterback Luke Altmaier for a 3rd straight season. Led by head coach Brett Bielema, the Fighting Illini are listed on nearly every major top 25 ranking for the 2025 season. Stay up to date on all things Fighting Illini football at fightingillini.com. We can't wait to see you back in Memorial Stadium this fall.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
HOME, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end.
We don't have any HOMEs on record.
Your Erie agent in Champaign is Thomas & Ellers Insurance. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
All right, we check your weather with our meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by Carl.
Sometimes the best place to see your provider is at your kitchen table. Virtual visits bring healthcare to you, and you can schedule a virtual convenient care appointment today at mycarl.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign and vicinity. Northeastbound warm front. It'll do just that for the day-to-day. Partly cloudy, turning windy and much, much warmer. 78 with a south wind and 20 to 30 gusts to 40 miles per hour later this afternoon. There may be a stray shower here into the early to mid-morning. Otherwise, windy, milder night tonight, down at 58. Tomorrow, breezy, warm, variably cloudy. Showers, maybe a thunderstorm around. A batch for the morning, batch for the afternoon, up to 73. Mostly cloudy, turning cooler late in the day on Sunday with additional showers and isolated thunderstorms both morning and afternoon. Highs there at 72 and dropping later in the day. Bit of rain here Monday morning. Windy, much, much cooler and colder. Only 48 with a stiff northwest wind. Sunshine back into the lower 50s. We climb for the day Tuesday. Big warm up Wednesday at 71 with a shower thunderstorm early and late and a couple of more showers next Thursday and Friday. And going to be an active weather pattern here in the days to come. Lower 60s next Thursday, upper 50s next Friday. Rainfall is needed across the area. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Yeah, I got some elections here, of course, tomorrow.
Absolutely.
If you want to go vote, we encourage you to do so. If you want to go to county clerk website, you can look at the races. Tolona's got a contested mayoral race. You got one in Savoy. You got some supervisor elections that have been advertising a little bit.
And there's a difference between the township and the city of Champaign, so you can take note of that and find out what's on your ballot and what applies to you. We also have some trustee seats, 5 people running, 3 available. So that's one of those. Is it a contested race if you have people that you're actually going to be eliminating?
A lot of people put a lot of work in this, and they all know 15, 20% maybe will vote. Not very many votes. So your vote, actually, look at it that way, it's got lots more weight.
Yes, it does.
So, and it's also just a good habit to get into. If you complain about anything, you ought to be voting.
Yeah.
Just get in there and get her done.
You can do it today or tomorrow until 7 o'clock.
Wisconsin has a big election, $80 million on a Supreme Court seat, and it's an election. So you have 2 judges going at it. I don't think I've ever seen that. So they had a debate, and they had a very liberal woman and a conservative guy. The woman has, she said, you're picking out a couple of these sentences that I've made. This is like abuse of children and stuff, and not very heavy sentences and stuff. It's just, I think, and she said, well, I followed the law. I think you get child predators. Boy, I have to follow the statutes and all that, but I would give them the heaviest.
Right.
Anyway, the reason it's important and everybody's talking about it is that if they gain control of the Supreme Court in Wisconsin, they can draw the districts. If they draw the districts, they can draw them more seats in Congress. If they draw more seats in Congress, they control the House of Representatives. That's how close it is. Elise Stefanik was the UN ambassador until she wasn't. Donald Trump pulled her and said, I need you because it's so close. We have 2 seats in Florida that are up tomorrow, and one might be in peril. So it's so close to balance of power that Wisconsin, and Elon Musk went up there and handed $1 million to somebody randomly who showed up. Would you go to that rally?
Oh, my goodness.
They were lined up. It looked like half a mile lined up to get in. And Elon Musk said, this is, I don't want to say it's for the Republic, but if you lose the House, you're losing Western civilization. That's how critical he thinks all this is, because nothing will get done. If the House goes back to the Democrats, then all you're going to have the last 2 years will be an impeachment for Donald Trump. And none of this Doge stuff, none of this stuff. It's just, again, remarkable to me, Stevie J, that you're having somebody in a panel. I don't know if you saw Brett Baer. Go to YouTube and find Brett Baer talking to Elon Musk and his team. It is remarkably, incredibly impressive. These are people donating time to help us save the money. We're talking about checks going to people that shouldn't. Shouldn't we stop that?
Yes.
I mean, shouldn't people that should not get the money that are listed as an 120-year-old and they've just continued to get money, and the Social Security is not talking to the IRS, and it is remarkable.
All these computer systems that need updated, and the way that we communicate when it comes to our research and medicine and the advances that we could be making if we'd only be sharing information.
But even if you hate Elon Musk for some really ridiculous reason, think of the money that is just being spewed out there, and it's like lighting it on fire. We have no idea who's getting it. Shouldn't the U.S. government have to pass an audit? An audit is when a business says, all the banks do it, everybody has to. Businesses have an audit. That means at the end of the year, They have a tax team come in, a tax team or an accounting team, and they look at all the numbers and say, gosh, where'd that $417 go? Oh, that was for that party we had, but we okayed that. They know where the money's going. The U.S. government can't pass an audit on any level. They just don't know where it's going. Is that a good idea? Heck no. Maybe your taxes would come down if we had control. If we don't spend $6 trillion a year and maybe spend $4 trillion a year, how much different is that? Well, it's hard cost. No, there's waste in Medicaid and Medicare. There's waste in Social Security. People are getting checks that shouldn't get them or they're dead. What are we doing? We can't track that? Isn't that embarrassing? You ought to be able to know where the money goes.
Yeah, that's right.
That's not a huge ask.
Well, there was certainly some doge on some of the signs at the Rally for Democracy that I happened to stumble into between 11 and noon on Saturday in downtown Urbana in front of the courthouse when we were trying to get to Lincoln Square to the train show.
How many people
My son Aiden
were
saying,
out there?
Look how many cuss words are on these signs.
Terrible.
So, and some of the, people holding the cuss words were definitely older. One lady's sign says, I'm 80 and this is my first rally, and, not so kind words about Trump and things like that.
How many people were outside the courthouse in Urbana?
It says hundreds.
Well,
and it was raining.
I
mean, it felt like the whole block was pretty much filled.
There's 150,000 people in our county. So hundreds. Okay. That 99.9% of people aren't doing that. And then for them to continue to use the F word, continue to burn Teslas, that's domestic terror. If you want to use cuss words, that's your prerogative. But it certainly isn't impressive. And it's a horrible example.
Here's somebody saying, public awareness. I think some of the population of this country doesn't realize what danger we're in right now.
No, they don't.
We're just trying to shake people up a little bit and say, hey, do you realize what's happening?
No, they don't. Until things stop, and all of a sudden, folks, things can happen in your life overnight. Things can change your life in an instant. You well know that. But if the country falters and the interest rates go to 21%, it will bother you. It will affect you. Oh, we're good. No, you can't take good for granted. You have to be responsible. This is an effort. For the first time in my life, somebody's actually taking the bull by the horn saying, where's the money going? Did Hillary Clinton's daughter, Chelsea, really get $8 million to help on some sort of fundraising thing? But I think she got $83 million, and $8 million went to a mansion. If that's true, again, you have to fact check everything. But that's stuff that's out there they at least look at and say, okay, we ought to be able to know where that money, we gave you 83 for the environment. Can I see some sort of a breakdown? Where'd it go? Shouldn't we be able to ask that? I don't know. 217-359-2255. Jasmine Crockett, the new star of the Democratic Party. This is how she sounds. This Ray Gutfield.
She claims that she wasn't talking about Abbott's wheelchair at all. Yet she's mentioned Abbott's wheels before. In 2022, she posted Beto's rolling around the state. Where's Abbott rolling to?
And of course, the governor.
Now she claims that she wasn't talking about Abbott's wheelchair.
Governor Abbott is governor of Texas.
At all. Yet she's mentioned Abbott's wheels before. In 2022, she posted Beto's rolling around the state. Where's Abbott rolling to? And according to the Washington Free Beacon, Crockett also liked several Facebook comments referring to Abbott as Hot Wheels back in 2021. But is Jazz having an identity crisis? This is her now.
All right, listen to this. This is how she sounds.
Ted Cruz. I mean, this dude has to be knocked over the head, hard. There is no niceties with him. And to be clear, free speech is not about whatever it is that y'all want somebody to say.
Are you hearing the speech pattern? You're hearing how she sounds, right?
Yeah. The idea that you want to shut down everybody that is not Fox News is bull. We need to stop playing because that's what y'all are doing in here.
But wait, this was her before she went to D.C.
Okay, this is how this is Jasmine Crockett. Okay.
It's good to see you in the new year. No one could have told me that when I went down to Austin, now it looks like a little bit over a year ago, that I would be running for Congress.
Okay, so what happened? She appealing to perhaps a different group?
Definitely different kind of demeanor when she's talking. She's 44.
Yeah, well, maybe she's the new leader of the Democratic Party. I'm telling you, the Democrats, if they're going to win again and be a successful party, they got to tell the progressive, pound sand, get out. Go do your own thing. And then they'll be loud and screamy, but you'll get rid of that element you don't want anyway. Absolute lunatics, nuts, crazies that don't make sense, that believe all the stuff that President Trump and Elon Musk are essentially Hitler and Rommel. That's who they are. They're Nazis. And they believe it. And they're 75 years old. And you can't really talk to them about it because they don't. Well, you're lying. You're a liar. You're a white.
Yep, this is talking about becoming unhinged.
They are truly unhinged. Absolutely unhinged.
And warned on Sunday to tread carefully by the U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
Well, that's good. Because they need to. You can't threaten lives. Can somebody on the street put a noose around Donald Trump and hang him? Is that some sort of a breaking of the law? We were talking about NIL and players and all that stuff from Rez Johnson Jr. in the portal, along with Kerry Booth, who announced quickly earlier, and now Trey White. So, and we don't know. We think KJ's in the draft. We think Will Riley's probably in the draft. Not for sure for Will, but pretty much. Well, we don't know. And then you have no idea. Thomas Eason, who is coming back? The question is, would you bet $1 on anything?
Not
at
right
all.
now.
217 texter, time for these players to sign multi-year contracts.
Okay.
And how about this? Then allow schools to trade them.
Wow.
We will trade for a player to be named later. When he's a student, he's a child. He's a student athlete.
Okay.
Right.
Like the NFL draft or whatever. Here's another comment about Trump running for a third term.
Oh boy, just keep saying it.
He just pokes the bear.
Oh man, but they take everything he says absolutely literal. It would take a lot for him to be eligible, like a new constitutional amendment, which Democrats would have to support. He can't run again, not according to what the writing says. Although we did not have term limits until after FDR, our 33rd president. 32nd president was FDR, 33 was Truman, and then after that it was 2 terms. Yeah, but when Trump says, I think I'll run again, they're just saying, They don't know. He does poke the bear.
All right.
All right, the Cardinals, man.
Yes.
3-0.
It's
That's
true.
not what my plan was.
No, that's where I want to
And
go.
Arizona won over the Cubs 10-6 yesterday.
He's going to get another
But
Redbird
St. Louis
recap.
over 9-2.
Yeah, Cardinals win. So when they win, we like to play as much Cardinals as we can.
Yes.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. Yesterday, the Cardinals got home runs from Victor Scott II, Pedro Pajes, and then you had a feeling about a home run in the 7th inning.
I sure did. I just had a feeling the way he was walking up to the plate, the at-bats prior for Nolan Gorman. So happy for him. This is his first chance to get to play in 2025, and he made it count.
He made it count with a 3-hit ball game, including his home run, and the Cardinals were able to score. They had 3, then 5, then 2, and put the Twins away by a final of 9-2.
Palante got the win, and Steven Matz picked up his first Major League save.
The win for Palante and the loss to Bailey Ober. Matz was able to go the last 4. We had a 58-minute rain delay, but the Cardinals were able to pick it up, put the sweep away 9-2, and will welcome in the Angels on the air at 5:52.
All right, we'll have it here. You're home for the St. Louis Cardinals, ESPN 93.5. But as my friend Dale Kirby says this morning, good for a 3-0 start, but it's a long season.
Yes, it is.
There were a lot of empty seats in Busch Stadium.
Yes,
opening day I think was full, but then it rained and all of that. So there were some. Listen, Cincinnati, Ohio for the Reds, that was sold out for opening day. I think all opening days are sold out, but lots of seats available when we went yesterday.
And how did Jacob do?
Jacob got on base with an 8-pitch walk.
Okay,
and he had 2 at bats over the weekend. His roommate got 3.
Okay.
Oh, you're in that position, you got to be ready. And I love how the method of getting ready. After 5 innings, you get warm, you get loose, you go to the batting cage, you get running, you do all the things just in case. Mentally, just to be in that role.
Right.
So you can't just say, hey, 8th inning, get up off the bench.
Right.
You got to stretch. There's a lot of stuff that goes on inside the dugout, not just sunflower seeds and bubble gum.
Right.
A lot of preparation going in for the guys that are in that spot of being a reserve, but being ready. So
And they could even kind of virtually see what the pitcher's style is
well,
like,
they got the
right?
machines now in Cincinnati anyway. They got a kind of a video of you can actually get up and see what the motion and the arm angle is of these pitchers.
Yeah, because it's so unusual.
It's so
Some of them have a sidearm.
Well, we had a submarine guy, so like a woman's softball player. That's how he delivered it.
Right.
And the ball was floating. It was like, how do you hit that? Like a knuckleball or something. It was crazy.
Very interesting.
Woo. Anyway, so baseball's underway, and the Cardinals are off to a great start. Cubbies lost yesterday, but won the day before, I think.
That's right. And now the Cubs will face the Athletics while they're on the West Coast. That's a 9:05 start over on US 105.9. And St. Louis Cardinals' first pitch against the LA Angels from St. Louis will be at 6:45 here on ESPN 93.5. We won 2 against Michigan State on Friday. Illinois baseball lost over the weekend, though. But they took the series, and now we'll face ISU tomorrow at 6. Illinois softball tomorrow against Western at 5. So go Illini.
Okay.
Actually, Memphis Intercollegiate, 36 holes today with a shotgun start for our Illinois golf team. That's in action also. And, of course, everybody knows how all the number 1 seeds are in, so our Final Four is set. It'll be number 1 Houston, number 1 Duke, number 1 Florida, and number 1 Auburn. What's your bracket looking like? 217-359-2255 to chime in.
If you have all 4, we'd like to hear from you.
Here's another text from Rick saying, Steve, I think it's 5 new guys next year. Nothing could be further of the truth than that statement about student athletes. Our AD uses that term, and I wish he would just stop.
I love Josh Whitman, but they're not anymore.
Right.
And it just rubs me the wrong way knowing just how businessy this thing has become. Maybe initially, but student athlete means you're an amateur to me. And I don't know. Now, most of the athletes on campus are totally amateur. They might get a pizza deal, but they're not getting much money. If they're getting anything at all. You think baseball's getting anything? Golf's getting gymnastics, wrestling? No. Nope, they're not. So it's all football, basketball for the most part. Women's basketball needs money. Shauna Green needs money. If you're going to play with South Carolina, LSU, big girls, you better get money.
Mm-hmm.
That's the evolution. She probably doesn't need a lot. $100,000 probably do her whole program. I don't know.
And speaking of women's basketball, ISU in action against Louisiana Tech at Normal at 6 o'clock tonight in the postseason.
All right, we do have from Kelsey Furniture today a Stever offer you will never get anywhere else except on this program. I'm giving out $500 bills for a $1,000 spend. Got a nice note from Patty who said, we went and bought a brand new couch, got the $500 off. They were pretty excited. So if you're interested in getting $500 off a $1,000 spend at Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola, they've been around since Dwight Eisenhower, and their prices are naturally lower anyway. You may go to GoStever.com, and just get in.
Have you heard about Muhammad's Lexi Teifel? She did get through yesterday. We actually saw the American Idol audition that had her punching that golden ticket and on her way to
Let me see if I can find it on YouTube.
Nice.
Lexi Teifel.
Uh-huh.
How do you spell that?
Tieffel.
Somebody from Muhammad made it through to Hollywood.
That's right.
She's 16. She's young.
That's right.
That's the youngest you can be, I think.
Heard her perform many times, and she has really got a voice of an angel.
Awesome. Who took Katy Perry's place?
Carrie Underwood.
Wow. All right. Awesome. Greg's weather coming up.
I'm John Phillips, running for City of Champaign Township Supervisor, and I need your vote today. Township plays a crucial role in the managing of the budget and allocating funds to support the well-being of all residents, especially the most vulnerable. The unhoused community in Champaign is a complex problem and requires a complex solution from a strong leader. Downtown Champaign is facing increasing challenges due to the unhoused crisis. Businesses are leaving, storefronts sit empty, and public safety concerns grow. The current approach isn't working. I will work to develop sustainable solutions that provide care and stability for the unhoused while ensuring downtown remains a vibrant place to live, work, and visit. I love Champaign, and I am committed to making changes for the better. Give me the opportunity to lead us in the right direction. Please vote for me, John Phillips, for City of Champaign Township Supervisor. Leadership you can see, presence you will feel. Visit voteforjohnphillips.com. Early voting is happening now.
Paid for by Friends of John Phillips.
Well, tell me, Tim Onsett, lawn mowing season soon. Dixie Chopper, dedicated diesel. It's off Route 45 as you're heading toward Rantoul. You turn left on Triumph Drive till you can't drive anymore, and you'll be right there. And you got some Dixie Choppers I could buy.
Oh, yeah. Andy's got his hands full with Dixie Choppers, and stop by, see Andy, get a great deal on a mower.
Fastest mower you can buy, so you don't have to spend 2 hours out there. You might spend 45 minutes, and plus, Andy can tune it up or fix it.
Sure he can. Yeah, we got a full shop ready to go. Whatever you need.
When it comes to early on here in the spring, it can be, weeds up to your mid-thigh or whatever. So sometimes you need a really tough kind of mower to get through all that in the brush.
Well, yeah, these are built solid. They'll get through that stuff, and all of the structural components have a great warranty. So if something does go wrong, we can definitely get it fixed. Get Andy at Dedicated Diesel, 217-328-0562, or Dedicated Equipment on Facebook.
Yeah, okay. We did find that Lexi Teifel, Grace spoke at Muhammad Christian Church, and Lexi sang there.
Women's conference.
Awesome. Good for her. Well, she's 16, and we'll play the clip here in our next half hour. Okay, we're going to break for the news. We will be back over the weekend. Lots of talk in sports about the Illinois basketball team.
Yep, and the perfect Final Four. Brian chiming in on our text line.
He's got it, Brian? Okay. Tim says I have 3 out of 4.
Right.
Which is darn good. Except for all the people that picked the ones. And, boy, there's some good basketball games. And you just see, Florida being down 9 or 10 with a few minutes left, and then Texas Tech missed some one-on-ones, and Florida made all their shots, all the threes. The guy is 2 feet from the basket, this guard they have, this Clayton Jr. or something. He goes all the way back out, step back 3, boom, good. Just that kind of momentum. They go nuts. And Tom Izzo was the last hope for the Big Ten, and they lost to Auburn 70-64. It really wasn't that close. Again, back to gambling, we were talking about that. The point spread was they thought Auburn would win by 5.5. If you bet on Auburn, giving Michigan State 5.5, you lost your bet by a half point. You won your bet. You give 5.5, but they won by 6. How did they get so close?
I don't know.
If you look at all the point spreads, there's an awful lot of them that were really close. How do they know that? How do they know a team's going to win by 8?
Wild.
They get great information.
Auburn over Michigan State, 70-64.
Yeah, and the point spread was Auburn minus 5.5, meaning that they had to win by 6 to win the bet. They won by 6.
Now, Duke beat Alabama at 85-65.
Yeah, it wasn't close. Yeah. They pulled away at the end, too. But Duke's loaded. But so's Auburn and Houston and
Florida.
Well, they're all great teams. You're going to see some of these games, and then somebody will make a run, and then they'll see if the guys can come back. But they're all terrific. They're all good at everything. That's why they're in the last group.
Absolutely.
And San Antonio, Riverwalk. That's where people will be going. I don't know who goes, except the teams that obviously are there, but isn't that in the, what is it in? Is it in a basketball facility or a football stadium? I don't know what's in there's no NFL team in San Antonio. Anyway, I think it's San Antonio. Okay, the news is coming up next. Good to have you listening. There's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
I am Stevie J. We'll be coming up on 8 o'clock, but now 7:57.
Not every remodel project is as easy as the couple on the Home Improvement Channel make it look. From old furniture to construction debris, a home remodel can quickly turn into a junk pile. 2 Men and a Junk Truck is here to make your home improvement dreams a reality. They offer hassle-free junk removal and dumpster rentals to clear the way for your next big project.
Perfect.
Use code REMODEL25 to save $25 on your next service. 2 Men and a Junk Truck, making your home improvement journey a breeze. Visit 2menandajuncktruck.com. Offer valid at 2 Men and a Junk Truck, Champaign, Illinois.
It's great when hard work and experience are recognized. Hi, this is Ryan Heiser, President and CEO of Fisher National Bank. I am thrilled to share that Fisher National has been ranked 7th in the nation as a top lender in mortgage loans among banks with asset size of $300 million to $1 billion by our National Banking Association. This recognition is a testament to our lending team's dedication and expertise. After all, better banking experiences start with local people and local decision making. If you're in the market for a new home or considering refinancing your existing home, let our team at Fisher National Bank earn your business and trust. We offer competitive rates with low closing costs, and we locally service almost all of our loans. Come see us with all your home mortgage needs and experience the top-notch service that has earned us national recognition. Learn more at fishernational.com or stop by one of our branches today.
Fisher National Bank, exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Why use Lands Underground Solutions? We have the team, the technology, the tools, and the most experienced team in the industry. From a basic sewer pipe repair to replacing a sewer main, installing a water line to installing a septic system, installing underground utilities for a new construction project to rehabilitating the old pipes under a school. Lands has the most versatile and experienced team in the industry. Residential, commercial, and industrial, when it comes to your underground pipes, think Lands Underground Solutions. Why call anyone else?
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
This is WSJK, Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals. It's 8 o'clock.
Elon Musk goes to the CIA. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and he'll meet today with Director John Ratcliffe. As Fox's Madeline Rivera reports, Musk keeps pushing Doge's controversial plans to slash federal jobs and spending.
Musk is pushing ahead with his efforts to cut costs as people around the country continue their protests against him. There were several Tesla takedown demonstrations across the U.S. and Europe over the weekend. This comes as vandalism and attacks targeting Tesla property grow.
Musk is the CEO of Tesla. Last night in Wisconsin, he called the protests and threats not cool. As Musk campaigned for a Republican Supreme Court candidate, giving away a few $1 million to voters who signed a petition to get rid of activist judges. As for tomorrow's election in Wisconsin,
we got to pull a rabbit out of the hat next level. We're actually going to have a steady stream of rabbits out of the hat, like it's an arc of rabbits flying through the air and landing in a voting booth.
Now, there are two special House elections also tomorrow in Florida. Randy Fine, the Republican in what polls show is a close race to replace National Security Advisor Mike Waltz in Congress, tells Fox.
The important thing is for those who agree with President Trump, who support the Trump agenda. My opponent is endorsed by Bernie Sanders.
President Trump is touting Liberation Day, which is what he calls Wednesday, when new U.S. reciprocal tariffs go into effect, targeting all countries, he says, that have tariffed American exports.
The tariffs will be far more generous than those countries were to us.
The president on Air Force One last night, flying back to Washington, also said he's considering new tariffs on Iran and Russia. 4 American soldiers remain missing in Lithuania, but the army vehicle they were in has been pulled from a swamp today.
Poland's been helping out too, sending scuba divers and equipment to assist in the search. The 4 U.S. soldiers and their vehicle went missing at the Pobrade training ground near the border with Belarus last Tuesday.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. The search continues for survivors under earthquake level in Burma, more than 1,700 people dead. America's listening to Fox News.
Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts will take the world by storm.
The world has never faced a threat this big. And you're gonna help me stop it.
Us?
Why, you got someplace to be?
On May 2nd.
Avengers are gone. No one's coming to save the day.
Their time.
I think we could be the people that are coming.
Has come.
Being the hero, there is no higher calling.
Let's do this.
Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts. Only theaters May 2nd. This film is not yet rated.
Only 2 things in life are certain, death and taxes. How about one more? Switch from Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile to cut your bill in half with Pure Talk. For just $25 a month, you get unlimited talk, text, 5 gigs of data on America's most dependable 5G network. Making the switch, it's simple, fast, and easy. You dial pound 250, you say the keyword Pure Talk, and make the switch. You do it now, you save an additional 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, wireless, by Americans, for Americans.
Now back to President Trump. He's barely into his second term in the White House and is already more than hinting he might run again in 2028.
President Trump says he wasn't joking about the idea of a third term. But when pressed by reporters during a gaggle by Air Force One,
I'm not looking at that, but I'll tell you, I have had more people ask me to have a third term.
In a phone interview with NBC News, President Trump says there are methods which you could do it. When asked by reporter Kristen Welker about the possibility, the 22nd Amendment of the Constitution says, quote, no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice, though some Republicans have proposed changing the Constitution to allow for a third term. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
There's been more nasty weather this morning in the south with tornado warnings in Louisiana after a stormy day from Texas up to the Great Lakes. 2 people were killed in Indiana, where Fox Weather's Brandy Campbell reports.
In one incident, we had an 18-wheeler that flipped over on its side, killing the driver. The high wind speed at that time was recorded at 81 miles per hour. The biggest factor for Sunday's severe weather became large hail and strong winds. We've confirmed multiple reports of tennis ball size hail and larger in Arkansas and in Missouri. Now, the strongest wind gust that was recorded at 96 miles per hour in Jackson, Michigan.
There are still nearly 300,000 power outages in Michigan after an ice storm in the northern part of the state shut things down. People told to stay home because of the thick ice. On Wall Street, more selling looms on the last day of what's been a very negative month. Dow futures are down more than 200 points as markets also fall in Asia and Europe on tariff concerns. In the men's college basketball tournament, the Final Four is set after Auburn and Houston won to join Duke and Florida. In the women's tourney, South Carolina and UCLA won to advance to the Final Four. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois voters casting ballots in the April 1st consolidated elections will not be required to show proof of U.S. citizenship, despite an executive order issued this week by the president. Last Tuesday, Trump issued an executive order directing federal agencies to implement and enforce a nationwide requirement that voters show proof of U.S. citizenship when they register to vote. A Mattoon woman convicted of shaking a baby 5 years ago, not retried following the vacating and remand of her previous conviction. Carmen Petak was convicted after a 7-day trial in which a jury found her guilty of aggravated battery at her daycare on January 23, 2020. Gibson City's consolidated election this week. Current mayor Dan Dickey is running against Alderwoman Sarah Sarantakos. He's been in that position for less than 2 years, but has worked with local government for a decade and has also worked with previous mayors. And that's a brief check of news on your Monday. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Dealing with what we had, Greg Sawyer, meteorologist, near 70-mile-an-hour winds at Willard, I think, yesterday, right? Man.
Yeah, 68 to 70 from the reporting sites here and Vermilion County. We took the worst of it from a damage standpoint, but not that anybody didn't have to deal with this, but yeah, a lot of that was around here in Champaign County.
Well, we were coming back from Cincinnati, Ohio, and my GPS said inclement weather according to the National Weather Service. Would you like me to reroute? And I said sure. So we went north and went on 32 to Crawfordsville that way, and presumably missed the worst of it. However, it was coming down. Almost had to stop.
Yeah.
It was really, really rough. And we knew, I looked at the radar before we left Cincinnati. I thought we'd get into some of that. But in any event, we had a pretty good pounding here in Champaign County, Mr. Weatherman. Our weather this morning brought to you by Urbana Park District.
And they remind you with this month upon us, we've got the Safe Sitter Life Skills and Child Care Training course coming up April 5th. There's the MLK March for Peace on April 4th. There's the Crew Volunteer Stewardship Day and more. UrbanaParks.org.
All right, Mr. Learned One, sunshine emitting across central Illinois. What say you for the week, my friend?
Well, another busy and active one here across east central Illinois, the Twin Cities at large. 135 in the gauge, by the way, in that rain area that came up I-70 through Terre Haute, Crawfordsville, and into the Indy area. And, of course, 68 to 70-mile-an-hour winds throughout the better part of east central Illinois. Lots of trees, power line issues, structural, ag buildings. Morton over at Tolono taken out. That was a key hit as well. Then on the colder side, half inch to as much as 2 or 3 inches of snow laying on the ground through north central Iowa up towards the Twins and across western Wisconsin. Another half a foot on top of the ice and rain and snow they picked up over the weekend into upper Michigan, the northern lakes region, where back westward the winter storm watches are back and hoisted up across northern Minnesota back into the eastern Dakotas. Another doozy of a spring storm coming our way, and already 2 days out, an enhanced risk. That's the same risk level that we had here yesterday into position for at some point on Wednesday. Once again, got to worry about and figure out the timing on thermodynamics, sunshine, all that kind of stuff. But Wednesday could be another problematic day. No more rain, by the way, ahead over the course of the weekend. Not much opportunity for any extended field work for this week. We'll head towards an afternoon high today with a mostly cloudy sky, a couple of sun peaks around to about 48 with a northwest wind 10 to 20 and gusty, 39 out Willard and Savoy. We'll bottom out tonight at 27 as skies finally clear off. Tomorrow mostly sunny in the morning, increasing clouds for the afternoon, 55. Rain after midnight tomorrow night, upper 40s. We climb to 72, but helps to light things up. A couple of rounds of showers, thunderstorms, both morning and afternoon, and an enhanced risk at this point for severe weather at some point Wednesday into Wednesday evening. Thursday, a bit of rain early and late at 63, low 60s and a shower chance late Friday. More widespread rains an inch or two Saturday at 54. We're still close to 50 with a couple of shower chances on Sunday and Monday of next week. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Yeah, there's a new bat. What's it called in the big leagues? Thunder bat? Tornado bat? Torpedo? What they did is on the trademark in a baseball bat, it's generally a little weaker of the wood. So they took, I think, some of the handle and put that in the trademark area. The torpedo bat, it's legal. You can use it. But this is why we're seeing an incredible number of home runs over the weekend.
Yankees' new torpedo bat. Creates a stir amid 15-homer weekend barrage, it says.
I think, doesn't Aaron Judge have 8?
Wow.
Listen, all I can say is if it's legal, okay.
Give me one.
Well, if you hit it on the trademark with the torpedo bat, it's probably going to get over the infield.
Man.
I got to ask Jacob about that. I don't know anything about it, but I presume the Reds hit some home runs over the weekend, and when they crack that bat, man, you still got to hit it. Stevie J can't hit a home run with a torpedo bat or a boomerang. I can't. Nothing. Rubber band, sling, I'm not hitting a home run. So you still got to be so good at baseball to even get contact with the pitch. But interesting. Torpedo bat, apparently approved by Major League Baseball. Heck yeah, you use it.
Right.
I mean, you got to question whether...
They are obliging by bat supplier regulations. Rule 3.02 states that the bats cannot be more than 2.1 or 2.61 inches in diameter and 42 inches in length.
Okay, but I'm just saying that when you get into things like that and then you say, well, what's the home run record? Well, again, if Roger Maris didn't have the torpedo bat, isn't it kind of different? I mean... Yeah. All right. So
but they did have regulations then on what the size of the bat was.
Yeah, but
right?
It's better technology. It's like golf clubs. You can outdrive Bobby Jones. Well, he was using like a feather ball and bamboo clubs. Okay, so it's different. A guy that hits it 350 yards in the PGA, it's just different because your equipment's better. Obviously, you got bigger, stronger than those guys.
Babe Ruth's bat like?
Babe Ruth's bat was big and heavy. I think.
Yeah.
And
he just clubbed it.
Yeah, but if he had a torpedo bat, well, how many home runs would he have?
I know.
Probably more than if Hank Aaron had a torpedo bat. But again, if it's legal, I mean, to talk about, let me just sidestep to the NCAA. 2 of the coaches in the NCAA have been suspended for cheating in their careers. Okay? And now we're celebrating them. They cheated their brains out. Kelvin Sampson, Houston's coach, where was it, Oklahoma, then he went to Indiana, got suspended.
Yeah.
And then Bruce Pearl got caught at Tennessee finally, got suspended.
Right.
And now aren't they wonderful? You're amazing, just like the Houston Astros. Way to go.
And what's the beef with Illini against Bruce Pearl?
Well, it was back in the day in 89, 90, whatever the day was recruiting Deion Thomas, and he taped Deion illegally. And, Deion was being inundated by phone calls. And did you get $80,000 in a Ford Bronco? Mm-hmm. Okay. Something like that.
Okay.
Another recruiter to get off the phone.
I see.
And taped him illegally. Then the NCAA went through 17 months of scrutinizing the Fighting Illini program. Came back, and I recap now. We didn't really find any, but it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
That was it.
And that was the line that made my face turn red. Jim Turpin, back in the day, his face was also red when I was in the studio with him during that announcement. And thus was born a classic literary piece of excellence. It's the NCAA joke book that I wrote in 1990.
It was like a smaller...
It was a stocking stuffer Christmas 1990.
I think Gene Ducey kept it next to the toilet.
Appreciate that, Gene.
A regular reader.
That's all right, because there was some pretty. It had
chuckles out of our restroom.
It had a real edge for Stevie J. I think on the back of the book it sounded like Stevie J, normally a pretty nice guy, but after the NCAA's decision, something broke. It was so frustrating because my team, based on, we're not sure what really happened, but we can't really find it, but doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what kind of kangaroo court? So Johnny, I think, drew the kangaroos on the front.
Yes. It was orange.
It was $3.95, the Christmas of 1990.
Okay.
And we sold about 8,000 copies.
Nice.
In 3 weeks. We became a regional bestseller. I was number 1 for 1 week in my life.
Yes.
David Letterman and his new book was number 5.
Okay.
Thank you. Felt pretty good about it. And thank you, Jesus. I didn't order 25,000 more copies because I almost did. And it was over after Christmas. Gotcha. I had my 15 minutes of literary fame.
There you go.
But it was one of those deals. Anyway, so the cheaters, like Kelvin Sampson and Bruce Pearl, you don't think they're doing funny things? I don't know how you do funny things now when pretty much a Katie bar at the door, you can do anything you want with money. But my goodness, here we are with proven cheaters. And now it's nothing but features.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for second and third and fifth chances, but I mean, you question character when you get busted like that. And Bruce has been doing stuff like that since the 80s. Right? When he taped the So we're a little edgy about all that. That was Iowa. He was with assistant
Well, I
coach at
appreciate
Iowa.
the recap, Steve.
There you go, the recap. All right, check your sports headlines.
Speaking of recap, well, how about the St. Louis Cardinals out of the gate with 3 wins? 9-2 was the final yesterday over the Minnesota Twins. So fun to be at Busch Stadium for opening day.
You did a great job broadcasting Thursday.
Just so many guests giving us the insight to what's happening, the moving and shaking. They'll be at Busch for the Los Angeles Angels at 6:45. Miles Michaelis on the mound. Did you want to do the recap?
Why not? When you're undefeated and untied.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. Yesterday, the Cardinals got home runs from Victor Scott II, Pedro Pajes, and then you had a feeling about a home run in the 7th inning.
I sure did. I just had a feeling the way he was walking up to the plate, the at-bats prior for Nolan Gorman. So happy for him. This is his first chance to get to play in 2025, and he made it count.
He made it count with a 3-hit ball game, including his home run, and the Cardinals were able to score. They had 3, then 5, then 2, and put the Twins away by a final of 9-2.
Palante got the win, and Steven Matz picked up his first Major League save.
The win for Palante and the loss to Bailey Ober. Matz was able to go the last 4. We had a 58-minute rain delay, but the Cardinals were able to pick it up, put the sweep away 9-2, and will welcome in the Angels on the air at 5:50 tonight.
And we had the Cubs take a loss yesterday. Arizona on top 10-6. Boy, that was a back and forth game. And then we have the Athletics with a 9:05 start as they stay on the West Coast. You'll hear that over on US 105.9. LA Angels beat the Chicago White Sox 3-2. White Sox have a series starting up against Minnesota with a 1:10 start. NHL had Utah over the Blackhawks 5-2. We also want to talk about the Final Four, which is all number 1 seeds, and that hasn't happened since 2008. And this is only the second time it's happened. So if you went chalk on your brackets, probably doing pretty well.
Yep.
Locally, women, Louisiana Tech and ISU, Normal, Illinois, 6 o'clock. If you want to be there for the tip-off, you can encourage our local Redbirds. We are favoring Elise Knutson here in our studios because she is from Philo.
Yes, she is. Well, if you're on the go, Busey Bank can be on your schedule with Busey's mobile app and MoneyPass. 2 ways Busey makes your banking hassle-free. Through the MoneyPass network, easily access surcharge-free ATMs, 37,000 plus worldwide, nationwide, including 3,400 in Illinois. Download the Busey mobile app to view balances, transfer funds, pay your bills, pay a person, deposit checks directly from your mobile device. Additional banking tools include Busey eBank, e-statements, Busey Bill Pay. Busey's innovative products and services provide a number of advantages, obviously convenience, access to your accounts whenever, wherever. Time saving, you can do everything from depositing checks to paying bills. Safe and secure, Busey has the highest levels of security, encryption, and firewalls. So from surcharge-free ATMs to the Busey mobile app and beyond, Busey keeps you connected to your accounts from coast to coast. Just go to Busey.com for a complete look at their mobile and online banking services. Busey, member FDIC.
Got a text in about Lexi Typhel, if we're going to play that little
Right
snippet.
after the Fox Business Minute, right after weather. Yes, in the next few minutes, we'll play Muhammad's Lexi Typhel, who made it through to Hollywood on American Idol.
Yes!
With Lionel, Luke, and Carrie Underwood.
That's right.
How about that? We will play that clip we have from last night.
Mm-hmm.
Stand by. We check your weather now. Meteorologist Greg Solier with the very latest.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. Northeastbound warm front. It'll do just that for the day-to-day. Partly cloudy, turning windy and much, much warmer. 78 with a south wind and 20 to 30 gusts to 40 miles per hour later this afternoon. There may be a stray shower here into the early to mid-morning. Otherwise, windy, milder night tonight. Down at 58. Tomorrow, breezy, warm, variably cloudy. Showers, maybe a thunderstorm around. A batch for the morning, batch for the afternoon. Up to 73. Mostly cloudy, turning cooler late in the day on Sunday with additional showers and isolated thunderstorms both morning and afternoon. Highs there at 72 and dropping later in the day. Bit of rain here Monday morning. Windy, much, much cooler and colder. Only 48 with a stiff northwest wind. Sunshine back into the lower 50s. We climb for the day Tuesday. Big warm up Wednesday at 71 with a shower thunderstorm early and late and a couple of more showers next Thursday and Friday. And going to be an active weather pattern here in the days to come. Lower 60s next Thursday, upper 50s next Friday. Rainfall is needed across the area. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg
I'm
Solier.
Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Mortgage giant Rocket will acquire Mr. Cooper Group in a $9.4 billion all-stock deal. The Texas-based Mr. Cooper Group is one of the largest mortgage companies in the U.S. Its stock jumped 20% in pre-market trading. A spokesperson for Spanish oil company Repsol said the Trump administration is planning to revoke its license to export oil from Venezuela, with a deadline of May 27th to halt its operations there. President Trump last week issued an executive order that imposes a 25% tariff on countries trading with the U.S. that buy oil or gas from Venezuela. Spain's foreign minister vowed to defend Repsol's interest. Renault and Nissan continue to loosen their long-standing partnership. The Japanese automaker is also no longer committed to investing in Renault's EV unit Ampere. And that's your Fox Business Report. I'm Laura Cantor, invested in you.
The world of business moves fast. Stay on top of it with the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday. Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you.
Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
At ABC, it's your chance to get that air conditioner and furnace you've needed. ABC Heating and Air Conditioning can now offer 12 months same as cash, 9.9% financing, or up to $2,000 cash back on residential Amana units. Whether you need a furnace and or air conditioner, you can take advantage of this deal through the end of March. ABC means always be comfortable. Let locally and family-owned ABC take care of you. Call Gina today at 217-352-5400 or visit abcheatingandac.com.
At Christie Clinic, our commitment is for the care of our community. That commitment includes keeping care local where our patients, their families, our clinics, and their hospital of choice are located. Our providers live and work here. It's their passion to care for their families and neighbors. Thank you for choosing Christie Clinic, your hometown provider. When you do, you support the health and well-being of your community.
Join Cunningham Children's Home on April 4th and 5th for the 21st Annual Festival of Quilts. It's a celebration you don't want to miss. Enjoy a stunning quilt show and sale, shop for home decor and gifts, enjoy home-baked treats from the bake sale, take a campus tour, and more. This tradition is more than just a festival. It's a chance to raise critical funds for the youth and families Cunningham serves each year. Don't miss the Festival of Quilts, April 4th and 5th. Visit cunningham.org to learn more.
I think it's cool. I mean, if you have somebody from Muhammad that gets through to Hollywood American Idol, and she's only 16.
I know it.
You get one shot. You can come back, right? American Idol?
Absolutely.
Okay, so she She could have a 6-year career on American Idol.
Pretty much.
Because I think go 21 or so, 16, 17.
And I'm not sure which city she was in. Maybe Nashville was the closer one.
Well, here's what I got from YouTube. It's
Okay.
not very long. Lexi Teifel performing for the judges.
That's kind of a big thing in music, too. You got to have interesting angles.
All right, incoming.
What's your name?
My name is Lexi Teifel, otherwise known as Loudmouth Lexi.
That nickname's better than mine.
Scary Carrie?
I was Carrie Underwear for the majority.
Oh, goodness gracious.
And then as kids got older and more clever, I became Scary Underwear.
I got a girl crush.
Loudmouth Lexi, I'm a yes. I'm Loudmouth Luke.
Loudmouth Richie over here as well.
Loudmouth Lionel.
And it's an absolute yes.
Well, Scary Underwear is going to throw a yes in there, too. It's 3 yeses.
Scary Carrie.
Scary Underwear. That's the best they could come up with.
It hurt, Luke.
I could have been called Scary Underwear. Well, up in it. Never mind.
Don't touch it, Luke.
I'm not going to ask for any stories.
All right, so there's Lexi Teifel. Not much of her
That's
singing.
right. And now it says she's 17. So.
Okay, 17. Still great for her. Good for her. Good for her family. They were there. It's a long process. You see kids on there. They, someday will be able to tell us what the process is to even get on.
That's right.
For 2 minutes is really, really hard. They go through a bunch of auditions and they call back and they call back and they call back. And it's not just show up. So it's a highly produced show that's been very successful for 20-some years.
Right.
So anyway, and by the way, and you hope that she has this problem, but when you sign with them and you get deeper in the deal, they own you.
I know it.
They really do. But you say, well, what do I got now, right? I mean, you want the chance, but they tell you, I mean, it's a real control-y thing. But who cares right now?
But
She's
I've
going to
seen her
Hollywood. That's fantastic.
At so many events. We talked about when Grace talked at the women's conference in Mahomet at the Christian church and how she sang there. Numerous charity events. I brought her out on stage, the Illini basketball games, singing the national anthem, Mahomet Music Fest. I've introduced her there. It was awesome. The Virginia Theater. She's just performed all kinds of places. And we have a local talent in Gina Miles, too, who won The Voice a few years back.
Well, that's just great. And one
she's
thing,
Gibson City, I believe.
the impression I got from
Paxton.
Lexi Teifel was that she is very, very experienced.
Yeah.
You can just sense when somebody's been doing this for a while.
Mhm.
And she's, she's.
Well, all the things I just mentioned. That gets you closer and closer to an American Idol audition because you're more comfortable.
You're comfortable. You've been up there for, I bet she's been singing publicly for 10 years.
Mhm.
That's just what happens. You get out there in every talent show, everything at all. You love doing it. You have a wonderful family that allows you to do it and helps you do it. That's great. No, good for her. I hope she wins it all. That'd be really, really exciting.
Absolutely.
All right, the news coming up. I do have actually the Cardinals sent a montage. When you're undefeated in the baseball season, even though there's 159 games left, you go because ticket sales are slower.
Yeah.
The attitude toward the Cardinals, there's still people with folded arms, mad that they didn't do anything in the offseason.
Uh-huh.
Maybe they got what they need. Ever think of that? We'll see. Stand by.
I'm John Phillips, running for City of Champaign Township Supervisor, and I need your vote today. Township plays a crucial role in the managing of the budget and allocating funds to support the well-being of all residents, especially the most vulnerable. The unhoused community in Champaign is a complex problem and requires a complex solution from a strong leader. Downtown Champaign is facing increasing challenges due to the unhoused crisis. Businesses are leaving, storefronts sit empty, and public safety concerns grow. The current approach isn't working. I will work to develop sustainable solutions that provide care and stability for the unhoused while ensuring downtown remains a vibrant place to live, work, and visit. I love Champaign, and I am committed to making changes for the better. Give me the opportunity to lead us in the right direction. Please vote for me, John Phillips, for City of Champaign Township Supervisor. Leadership you can see, presence you will feel. Visit voteforjohnphillips.com. Early voting is happening now.
Paid for by Friends of John Phillips.
Got a plumbing, heating, cooling, electrical, or sewer problem? Look no further than Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. Locally owned and trusted, Fred's team of professionals is ready to tackle projects both big and small. Why waste time and money on complicated DIY fixes? Fred's experienced team will get the job done right, saving you time, stress, and cash. And when it comes to sewer problems, make sure you call Fred's for a second opinion you can trust. At Fred's, they do it all. No project too big, no project too small. They do insulation, repairs, replacement, and maintenance. And they now offer service agreements. For reliable service, professional expertise, and solutions that work, call Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric today. 217-586-3863. Or go to fredscu.com. You can always trust Fred's.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
My name is Norman Davis, the Champaign Township Supervisor. There's an election April 1st. It'll be up to you who will guide the township through the next 4 years. Ask yourself, do I want someone with experience who will work for me, or someone who has no experience who wants you to vote only for the party? The current township officials have more than 80 years of combined experience. We've worked hard to keep your taxes low while providing high-quality service. So vote for experience April 1st. Vote the person, not the party. Paid for by the Champaign County GOP.
Yes, and we do have a Stever opportunity. If you want to go to Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola, I'm giving out $500 when you spend $1,000. These days, that's not too hard to do. You can go down and buy some end tables, a couch, some chairs, whatever you're looking for, and you get up to $1,000. The $500 discount kicks in. Maybe you spend $2,000. You've been looking at something, big old sectional. And you get $500 off. It's really cool. GoStever.com for you Stever members. You can join and enter as well. Time for the news, 7:30. 8:30.
I'm Chris Foster. Elon Musk takes his cost-cutting and efficiency toward a CIA headquarters today, meeting with Director John Ratcliffe about ways to improve agency operations. Musk was in Green Bay, Wisconsin, campaigning for conservative state Supreme Court candidate Brad Schimmel. He's behind in the polls.
We're going to pull a rabbit out of the hat next level. We're actually going to have a steady stream of rabbits out of the hat, like it's an arc of rabbits flying through the air and landing in a voting booth.
The election's tomorrow. President Trump says he's not joking about running for a third term.
In a phone interview with NBC News, President Trump says there are methods which you could do it. The 22nd Amendment of the Constitution says no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice, though some Republicans have proposed changing the Constitution to allow for a third term.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz in D.C. America's listening to Fox News.
Hi, this is Pam Moore with Philo Exchange Bank. Whether you want to do your banking online or you prefer face-to-face interaction with our friendly staff, Philo Exchange Bank delivers banking that helps you reach your personal or business goals. To us, you're not just another face, you're a part of our family. Visit us at any one of our locations in Philo, St. Joseph, Allerton, or Broadlands, and we'll be here to help.
Philo Exchange Bank, hometown community banking since 1883. Member FDIC.
Here's a look at local news. A Mattoon woman convicted of shaking a baby 5 years ago, not retried following the vacating and remand of her previous conviction. Carmen Petak was convicted after a 7-day trial in which a jury found her guilty of aggravated battery at her daycare on January 23, 2020. Gibson City's consolidated election this week. Current mayor Dan Dickey is running against Alderwoman Sarah Sarantakos. He's been in that position for less than 2 years, but has worked with local government for a decade and has also worked with previous mayors. Illinois voters casting ballots in the April 1st consolidated elections will not be required to show proof of U.S. citizenship, despite an executive order issued this week by the president. Last Tuesday, Trump issued an executive order directing federal agencies to implement and enforce a nationwide requirement that voters show proof of U.S. citizenship when they register to vote. And that's a brief check of news on your Monday. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. Weather brought to you by Kramer Siding and Window.
Get great curb appeal and superior weather protection with a new roof and gutter helmet. Click on kramersiding.com and learn more about how the two work better together.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. Northeastbound warm front. It'll do just that for the day-to-day. Partly cloudy, turning windy and much, much warmer. 78 with a south wind at 20 to 30, gust to 40 miles per hour later this afternoon. There may be a stray shower here into the early to mid-morning. Otherwise, windy, milder night tonight, down at 58. Tomorrow, breezy, warm, variably cloudy. Showers, maybe a thunderstorm around. A batch for the morning, batch for the afternoon, up to 73. Mostly cloudy, turning cooler late in the day on Sunday with additional showers and isolated thunderstorms both morning and afternoon. Highs there at 72 and dropping later in the day. Bit of rain here Monday morning, windy, much, much cooler and colder, only 48 with a stiff northwest wind. Sunshine back into the lower 50s. We climb for the day Tuesday. Big warm up Wednesday at 71 with a shower thunderstorm early and late, and a couple of more showers next Thursday and Friday. And going to be an active weather pattern here in the days to come. Lower 60s next Thursday, upper 50s next Friday. Rainfall is needed across the area. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window. New roofing and siding are a winning combination that can instantly change the look, feel, and function of your home. Our Kramer Siding and Window team takes pride in being an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred contractor, able to offer a best-in-the-business 50-year warranty. Pair it with preservation siding in your favorite style and color, and your home will be a showstopper. Start today and save 10% on roofing and 25% on siding. Call us, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
You know, with like Lands Inc., we specialize in, we've got an amazing HVAC department that takes care of your furnace, you know, your heat system, air conditioning, they do
pumps,
that.
yeah.
And for us in Underground, we take care of all your pipes that come into your home, leave your home, and work around your home to keep it dry, you know, your drainage system, sump pumps, things like that. And exactly what you said, if you don't know, you know, a couple decades ago, it was more like, oh, something broke, go fix it, repair it, no big deal. Well, now with the technology, we have cameras, like you said, that we can come in on these orange comfort clubs, and we can camera your sewer lines underneath your house and check them out just to make sure they're fine. If there's something wrong with it, we can show you right then. You know, truth is in seeing it.
Yeah.
We show it to you, and then you can plan as a homeowner for making those repairs or dealing with that issue later on. If it's an immediate need, at least you're not caught off surprise.
That sewer camera inspection with a proper clean out. I was just learning more at landsinc.com.
Excited about Illinois football. I think we will have a very good team that could get to a bowl game. I'm tempering my expectations because our history just has not been that. It's been bowl game, really exciting, then no bowl. Look back, look it up. Very rarely have we gone to two straight. So I'm optimistic we're going to go to another one today, this year.
We're doing the spring training right now for our
spring football is underway. They got the whatever they do scrimmage later later in April, which is tomorrow, April 1 tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then basketball, I'm just like everybody else, shrugged my shoulders, whatever.
With Kerry Booth, Morez Johnson Jr., and Trey White all saying they will not join the team next year.
Well, who's back next year? And that's just life in what we have now. Yep. So you accept it and move on. I just don't have any idea why you'd enjoy this. You know, I'll find out who's on the team. We got a guy that can put the puzzle together pretty well. Brad does a very good job piecing new people all the time. But that's kind of what we got. We got people in and out. We might get Josh Dix, whoever, good player from Iowa. Everybody bolted Iowa after Fran McCaffrey was fired. So Josh Dix was in town over the weekend. He's a 6'5" shooting guard. Good scorer. Whatever. I just can't wring my hands and worry about anything like that because I can't control a thing.
Right.
I can't control nothing except just look and see who the roster is at about July, August.
And these players are touring campuses and
everywhere
just looking for the highest bidder.
No, Josh Dix was in Kansas Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the old days. Let's take the parents around and look at the campus. And there's where a lot of your classes will be.
Right.
Now it's like, what's the deal?
Right.
What's the number? How will this work? Will you work through our people? How do we work through you? Who's the guy we're talking to? What kind of guarantee? What's the contract look like? I don't know.
Could there be incentive by saying you can get a degree at some point throughout your career and work at it?
There'll be
here
some
and there?
that are interested in that. But if you're getting $400,000 to come play as a pretty good player, it's like, if I'm smart with this $400,000, that could really get me it's not going to keep you for life, but it's get you started, and you could be a good investor and really have a nest egg after 4 years of college if you're one of the premier players. Keep in mind, not everybody's a premier player.
Mm-hmm.
And it's whatever the market will bring you. Coleman Hawkins rocked the basketball world last year when he got $2 million. Coleman's a fine player, nice kid. $2 million?
Right.
That seems like a lot. But that's me. Anyway, it's just kind of where this thing has gone. And you either play the game or you don't. Tom Izzo doesn't like it. He wants to be loyal to the guys that are on his team.
Mm-hmm.
He had a wonderful year. They had a wonderful run. Fell short yesterday to Auburn by 6.
Yeah.
But he's old school. And if you don't kind of get in the way it is, Tony Bennett, he's certainly young enough to keep coaching. He won a national championship at Virginia. He got out. If you got, tens of millions banked, you don't need this.
Right.
Why would you want to go through all of the... let's ask the general manager of our program now what kind of cap we have. Oh, my gosh. You're supposed to know X's and O's. You're supposed to be able to get the team to come together and play for something bigger than us and all these student athletes.
With all the players having their entourage and relatives and parents and people whispering in their ear.
Everybody says you're not using them right, and they should be in the league if it wasn't for the coach.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the coach's fault, and a great deal from the family because the family's going to get part of this money, right? I mean, they're the managers. And Merez Johnson's Jr.'s father was particularly verbal, and so on we go.
On we go.
So we can tell the St. Louis Cardinals won their first 3. We are the home of the Cardinals, and boy, has it been bah-rah, and it still could be bad.
Right.
But so far, so good. Here's what the Cardinals sent this morning over the weekend with an undefeated 3-0.
You can talk about all these different words of being electric and bringing energy.
Arenado swings, grounds it up the middle, base hit center field. Here comes the first run of the game. Lars Nootbaar scores.
And relentless, and they did exactly that. I mean, they're running all over the field, making plays, stealing bases.
And there he goes. The pitch is inside, and the catcher's not able to get a handle on it. Can't make a throw. Victor Scott with his first stolen base of the year.
Our at-bats, that is what a relentless at-bat looks like, 1 through 9.
He swings and drives it into center for a hit. The Cardinals score Burleson. The Cardinals score Herrera. Nootbaar with another big day.
You got to stay disciplined. If you expand your zone, we're going to be in trouble. So, like I said earlier, though, Brownie's doing a good job preparing us.
The pitch. A swing and a miss for a Redbird winner. Light it up in downtown St. Louis.
Nice work today. Let's see if we can get 3 in a row.
Now the pitch, a swing and a high fly ball. That's hit to deep right field by Scott. It's a goner. It's in the Cardinal bullpen. 3-1 Cardinals.
To the guys that are getting on base, it's kind of the recipe for success. Guys that can drive them in, get things rolling, and early on in the game helps a lot of momentum.
2-1 pitch. It's hit high. It's deep. It's gone. Pajes with a big fly.
It's a good problem to have if you've got Nolan Gorman and you're trying to find at-bats for him.
Next delivery to him is hit high and deep to right field. Did he get it? Yes, he did. Big fly, Nolan Gorman.
So it's neat to see that the work that we put in the offseason and spring training is showing in these first 3 games.
Here's a curveball popped into short center field. Donovan moves back, called off by Wynn. Wynn makes the catch for a Redbird winner. As the Cardinals sweep the Minnesota Twins, light it up.
How about that? So, good first weekend, and they're being very proactive because there has been so much negative said about the Cardinals. No moves over the winter. People folding their arms, going, we're going to suck. I don't know if we're going to do that.
Right.
We'll see. 3-0, good start. All right, election tomorrow locally. We urge you to vote, even though 15-20% probably will be the end number of voters. Champaign County's only low-barrier shelter, Strides, is in risk of closing at the end of the year. Voters in this year's election tomorrow will weigh in on a property tax increase that would allow Strides to continue to provide shelter and social services. It's funded temporarily by COVID-19 relief funds.
I know.
That's from Kyle Patterson, the City of Champaign Township Supervisor. Awarded in 2020, the American Rescue Plan Act funding allowed the shelter to open and begin a rent assistance program for Champaign County residents. Currently, Champaign residents pay about $19 a year if you have a $200,000 home. Property tax levy referendum would boost the payment about sevenfold to an estimated $138. Well, that's a big jump.
Yeah.
Goodness.
19 to 138.
That is a big difference. Owners of single-family residences valued at $100,000 pay an estimated $5 a month more. That's $60. So anyway, it's just we have been beat on the head with property tax, and it's why they went to that direction. Why not a sales tax boost of 1%?
Right.
I mean, it's 10% now, right? 8, 9, 10, 11, depending on where you are. But
I feel like it's one of the higher in the state.
Oh, it's a lot. We're just being taxed in Illinois.
It says the tax increase would lead to an additional $4 million in revenue that would support strides and provide funding for general assistance, rent assistance, and the new assessor staffing.
I would probably, and again, not being well versed in the subject, I would really try and find out. I mean, this is something that makes sense to fund. I mean, what do we do with our homeless people? I mean, you've got a whole bunch of problems with the homeless. A whole bunch of them need help in some addiction, some guidance with depression, some mental health. It's a complex, very, very hard issue, and you empathize with these humans that are struggling so greatly. So I'm not against funding it. I just want to, what are my options? What are my options to have a $4 million? And I'd want to know in this age of Doge where that's going.
Yep.
Because a whole lot of these folks are all volunteers, right?
Right.
But you got to buy some bedding and food and probably some medicine and everything else. No, I'm all for trying to see what we can do. I guess I would question does it have to be a property tax? All the renters in town don't pay anything for it then. You know, property tax people, it just seemed to be the go-to. I mean, how many people paid for a lot of Champaign tax because of the schools? And then we have a dysfunctional school board. So all those thousands and thousands that some people paid per year, it's dysfunctional.
Well,
and I got a pretty shiny building.
That's on a lot of people's ballots also, is trying to decide on your local school board.
Get some people on the board, if you can figure out who to vote for that isn't woke. Good luck working with woke, because you're a liar. That's where we are with that. You can't talk to people like that because you're a liar and you're wrong. And even though you might say, well, this is this and this is facts, then you're lying. Okay, have a nice day. God bless you. Wow. I don't know. Anyway, go try and do something tomorrow and vote, but get informed and read.
That's
do something
right.
about it. Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow right here in Champaign-Urbana can switch you over so you can start saving today. Kurt and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. It's easy to switch and save. Just give them a call when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
What is most important in your life? This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that can help clients like you realize your goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. You know, as much as I did my research, he has a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola.
Are you ready to upgrade your home this spring? Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing has got the sale for you.
Now through the end of March, offering a free water heater with the purchase of a new HVAC system, or 60 months, 0% interest on financing for a new HVAC system. It's the biggest sale of the year. Call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing at 217-841-4728. Get a free quote for your home today. It's 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Well, tell me, Tim Onset, lawn mowing season soon. Dixie Chopper, dedicated diesel. It's off Route 45 as you're heading toward Rantoul. You turn left on Triumph Drive till you can't drive anymore, and you'll be right there. And you got some Dixie Choppers I could buy.
Oh, yeah. Andy's got his hands full with Dixie Choppers, and stop by, see Andy, get a great deal on a mower.
Fastest mower you can buy, so you don't have to spend 2 hours out there. You might spend 45 minutes, and plus, Andy can tune it up or fix it.
Sure he can. Yeah, we got a full shop ready to go. Whatever you need.
When it comes to early on here in the spring, it can be, weeds up to your mid-thigh or whatever. So sometimes you need a really tough kind of mower to get through all that in the brush.
Well, yeah, these are built solid. They'll get through that stuff, and all of the structural components have a great warranty. So if something does go wrong, we can definitely get it fixed. Get Andy at Dedicated Diesel, 217-328-0562, or Dedicated Equipment on Facebook.
I'm John Phillips, running for City of Champaign Township Supervisor, and I need your vote today. Township plays a crucial role in the managing of the budget and allocating funds to support the well-being of all residents, especially the most vulnerable. The unhoused community in Champaign is a complex problem and requires a complex solution from a strong leader. Downtown Champaign is facing increasing challenges due to the unhoused crisis. Businesses are leaving, storefronts sit empty, and public safety concerns grow. The current approach isn't working. I will work to develop sustainable solutions that provide care and stability for the unhoused while ensuring downtown remains a vibrant place to live, work, and visit. I love Champaign, and I am committed to making changes for the better. Give me the opportunity to lead us in the right direction. Please vote for me, John Phillips, for City of Champaign Township Supervisor. Leadership you can see, presence you will feel. Visit voteforjohnphillips.com. Early voting is happening now.
Paid for by Friends of John Phillips.
Not every remodel project is as easy as the couple on the Home Improvement Channel make it look. From old furniture to construction debris, a home remodel can quickly turn into a junk pile. 2 Men and a Junk Truck is here to make your home improvement dreams a reality. They offer hassle-free junk removal and dumpster rentals to clear the way for your next big project.
Perfect.
Use code REMODEL25 to save $25 on your next service. 2 Men and a Junk Truck, making your home improvement journey a breeze. Visit 2menandajuncktruck.com. Offer valid at 2 Men and a Junk Truck, Champaign, Illinois.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign and vicinity. Northeastbound warm front. It'll do just that for the day-to-day. Partly cloudy, turning windy and much, much warmer. 78 with a south wind and 20 to 30 gusts to 40 miles per hour later this afternoon. There may be a stray shower here into the early to mid-morning. Otherwise, windy, milder night tonight down at 58. Tomorrow, breezy, warm, variably cloudy. Showers, maybe a thunderstorm around. A batch for the morning, batch for the afternoon, up to 73. Mostly cloudy, turning cooler late in the day on Sunday with additional showers and isolated thunderstorms both morning and afternoon. Highs there at 72 and dropping later in the day. Bit of rain here Monday morning. Windy, much, much cooler and colder, only 48 with a stiff northwest wind. Sunshine back into the lower 50s. We climb for the day Tuesday. Big warm up Wednesday at 71 with a shower thunderstorm early and late and a couple of more showers next Thursday and Friday. And going to be an active weather pattern here in the days to come. Lower 60s next Thursday, upper 50s next Friday. Rainfall is needed across the area. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Well, every month we enjoy featuring wonderful people from OSF, and that's what we got right now with Amber Oberheim. She's a family nurse practitioner at OSF Medical Group in Monticello. Let me ask you about women.
Yeah.
Caregivers.
Yeah, we kind of take care of everybody else.
How do women remember to take care of themselves?
So here's the thing, Stevie. We need to remember that self-care isn't selfish. So in family medicine and primary care, we look a lot at preventative medicine. And so we're looking at different screening tests for women. Specifically, we're looking at mammograms. So after the age of 40, we want to make sure that every woman has a breast cancer screening every 1 to 2 years, depending upon your age. And then, of course, colon cancer screenings. Those are starting earlier now. We backed that up to age 45. And if you have a family history of colon cancer, then it may even be a bit sooner than that. OSF accepts all insurance.
Learn more at osfhealthcare.org.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
It's time to plan your summer swimming season. Urbana Park District is selling pool memberships to Crystal Lake Park Family Aquatic Center. Memberships are on sale through April. The pool opens Memorial Day weekend. Single, family, senior, and veteran rates available. Purchase memberships in person at Phillips Recreation Center, 505 West Stoughton, or at Urbana Indoor Aquatic Center. Call 217-367-1544 for details. Urbana Park District, you belong here.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
All right, listen for the Cardinals tonight here on ESPN 93.5. Cubbies, are they on tonight?
That's right.
Okay.
It's a 9:05 start against the Athletics on US 105.9.
All right, we got that for you, US 105.9. The boys this afternoon on
ESPN 93.5.
No, our basketball team.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. Hey, look at it this way. We'll get to pronounce a whole new set of names.
There you go.
Diane, thank you.
Enjoy the day.
I am Stevie J. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you greatly. We'll visit tomorrow, God willing. Thank you. I'm Stevie J. Have a great Monday.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window, a proud member of Prairie Home Alliance. A new front door can instantly upgrade the look of your home and make it more energy efficient. The Kramer Siding and Window team can also install French doors to your deck or patio, welcoming the outside in, or storm doors for an extra layer of protection against the elements. The estimate is free, financing is available, and the business is local. Schedule your beautiful new door today and save 25%. Call us, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
Well, tell me, Tim Onstad, how is it going at Gail Frericks Trucking?
Oh, we're busy. We're going gangbusters. We've got a new driver going through orientation. That leaves us one spot left for somebody that wants to get in on the action and make some money, be home, get some quality time. It's a great opportunity.
And the type of person you like hiring?
Honesty, integrity, like everybody else is looking for. That guy that wants to have a family life, but be able to make some good money and do the right things.
Are you looking for experienced drivers? And if they have a military background and things like that, that's always an asset.
We do need some experience. Of course, we like getting the guys 15 years in that know what they're doing, maybe have been treated bad by other companies and need a place looking for a home. If somebody has the basics, maybe a year and a half, has a military background, I'll count that as some experience because they're used to following the process. Oh, you can always email me at timo@gftlog.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Here's what new customers are saying about Interstate Batteries.
It's nice to see capable and helpful associates. They did a top-notch job.
They were easy to talk to and explained everything.
Service was prompt and I was a walk-in. Total service time was only like 20 minutes. I highly recommend Interstate Batteries.
Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable. How much is dependable worth? Experience them for the first time at 2504 North Mattis. Way out there, but worth the drive. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable.
Visit interstatebatteries.com.
My name is Jim Brookins. I own my lawn care service for over 15 years now. I've met a lot of great people doing this. Most of the people I meet, they become great friends. I do edging, weed eating. I blow everything off so it looks fantastic when I'm done. I believe, in my mind, I do the best. Usually my average range is usually around $40 per yard. You can call me 217-621-8807. 217-621-8807.
When it comes to vascular care, it's important to have a medical team focused on clinical excellence, innovation, compassion, and continuity of care. Specialists within the Christie Clinic Vein and Vascular Center offer comprehensive services for all vascular disorders, including reducing complications from your diabetes. Call the Christie Clinic Vein and Vascular team for a consultation today at 366-2670. With locations close to home and work, their specialists can help you avoid surgery and keep your limbs healthy.
Based on the February 2024
You're
Nielsen
listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5.